Today we're going to be checking out the new Kotobukiya release of DC Comics' Bishoujo statue of Supergirl returns. The statue stands at 8.5 inches in height and was designed by Shinya Yamashita, a well-known Japanese illustrator and game designer famous for his beautiful female characters. This 1/7 scale pre-painted figure comes atop of a very nice Superman display base, or for that matter, a Supergirl display base. On the underside, you can see how it's been attached. You'll also see that it's been attached via screw. It's one of those Bishoujo figures in which you cannot remove it from the base, unlike some of the others that we've seen that have had magnetized attachments. Supergirl is very much affixed to the base that she stands atop of. The statue is sculpted with Supergirl not only being rather heroic in her stance, but also very feminine. She is resting her one arm against the side of her hip, and most of the weight is being focused on the left leg here, while the right leg is draping off to the side. It's also to note as well that her arm is also draping out, and I love the cascading nature of the fingers that they've got stretched out here. I will admit, though, when I did get this out of packaging, I did think that the skin tone seemed a little too fair, a little too light for Supergirl. Although more time spent admiring this gorgeous-looking statue, I do appreciate that they did actually go with a lighter skin, because I think it contrasts well to the coloring of the blonde hair and the rather pastel nature of the blues that they used for her outfit. Looking at the face sculpt, I absolutely adore this. It does have a very anime vibe to it, as with other Bishoujo statues usually are, but I think it works rather well here for Supergirl. I love the flowing nature both of her hair, where you can see all the little individual strands of hair blowing their way back, assuming as well by the nature of the way that the cape is sculpted, that there's wind that's coming this way and blowing both the hair and the cape back. Speaking of the cape, though, glorious sculpt here of the cape. I love again the blowing out nature of how it's been fanned out, and yet they've still gone in and they've added all the little wrinkles and creviced areas of the cape. They've gone in as well and added some darker airbrushing of a slightly more crimson red against the backdrop of this really vibrant red that they've used. Not wanting to leave the face just yet, I want to just show you the close-up look at the very pretty eyes that they've sculpted on the figure here. Of course, sculpting can go a long way, but if paint can't deliver that, then sculpt unfortunately gets lost. And really from all angles, both the figure's head sculpt as well as the paint are exquisitely done. I love the reflection that they've added to the blue areas of the eyes. They've kept everything really soft, which I think is the key to why this statue is as successful as it is. Very soft, and probably as well why I like the fair skin, because it really works well with this particular head sculpt. You got the outlining there around the eyes, a little bit indication there of the eyelashes. Again, keeping everything very soft to the figure, especially the areas of the lips. Looks like there's a slight wetness, a slight sheen to the lips, and it looks like they've gone the route of almost using a metallic paint. It's almost got like a slight glitter effect to it. The outfit consists of blue, red, and not quite yellow. Instead of using yellow, they favored using gold instead. And it really adds to extra depth, I think, to this particular statue. So we've got the gold running gloriously along the top area of the boot, runs around the collared, cuffed areas of the sleeve, and primarily around the chest area here of the top. Especially noting as well that the crest, the logo of Supergirl, not only is raised, but they've also filled in the little areas, the non-red areas, with that same gold treatment. It works extremely well here on the statue. Especially loving as well the gold that runs the outer parameter of the cape, where it also adds, I think, to showing the flow of the cape. If they had kept it just solely red, you'd still get the sense of flow, but because you can follow the trim of the gold, you can really start seeing how the cape folds and loops its way around as the wind is blowing this way here. Even the smallest of details doesn't get overlooked by Kotobukiya. They've gone in and painted her nails. It seems the same similar pink treatment that was given here to her lips. I will admit that most of my knowledge when it comes to the Kotobukiya Bishoujo statues usually sit with the horror Bishoujo releases, as we've had a look at those on the channel before. It's kind of my first delving into the superhero genre, at least when it comes to the Kotobukiya Bishoujo releases, and I really think they did a bang-up job here on Supergirl. I thought perhaps that the skin pigmentation, the skin tone, was a little too fair. When I think actually the more I look at it, the more I think everything works extremely well. I love the stance of Supergirl here. The face is absolutely beautiful. And I love the flow of both the cape and the hair. This is really a home run hit from the folks over at Kotobukiya. The DC Comics Bishoujo statue of Supergirl returns should be now available in comic book stores should you wish to pick this up for yourself. I'll also provide all the information down below if you want to head over to Kotobukiya's website to check out some of the upcoming releases that they've got slated for store shelves. Today, once again, though, we were having a look at the Kotobukiya DC Comics Bishoujo statue of Supergirl returns. If you guys want to go back and have a look on this channel at previously looked at Kotobukiya pieces, fear not, there's a playlist on the channel called Kotobukiya Reviews. Simple enough. Also, if you haven't had a chance to hit that little subscribe button down below, make sure you do so. Many more videos as well as Kotobukiya pieces will be coming your way. As always, guys, thanks for watching as you always do. I'll see you guys next time.